Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So first off, I want to state two things. One, I'm actually incredibly sick and I've got strep throat. But nonetheless, the video and the streaming will continue. And there is a I won't say very good chance, but there's a good chance that I'll be in the beta starting tomorrow. I don't know exactly which day I am scheduled to be in. It's probably going to be anywhere from day 1 to day 3. But if I do get accepted into day 1, expect to see my stream about an hour or so before the actual launch starts, which is like 18 hours from this video. You can check it out at pathofexile.com. Originally people always ask me, well, a couple people have asked me, or a bunch of people actually, what is it that I'm gonna play? So I wanna kind of talk about my experience over the time of the course of beta. So the first thing is, I don't really plan on playing hardcore if there's a hardcore in the beta, because it's whatever. Unless there's differences between hardcore and standard and whatnot, I don't really think I'll be playing hardcore. I don't know, for some reason when I first started, I wasn't thinking right. I guess because I was playing Diablo 3, I was arguing with people on my stream, and I thought that if you died, I guess this is what happens when you play Diablo 3, I thought if you died in the beta, you won't come back to life for some reason. I don't know. I'm tired. I was sick, so maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't really know. My main purpose of the beta is of testing, of course. It's not really to level a character to 100. It's beta. So I don't know. We'll see what's gonna happen there. But if I do play on hardcore and I die, I'm gonna continue the character. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me unless there's league-specific mods, which I still don't know how that's working yet. But yeah. Also, originally I wanted to pick a leveling skill. And not use Fire Trap. But if we scroll down here, which I haven't really talked about any of this yet, I actually haven't even read it, I just glanced over it, and they specifically said here are some other specific areas that have been reworked. Burn and proliferation. So because burning has gotten reworked, with burn and prolif has gotten reworked, I actually kind of want to play my regular Fire Trap right now to see exactly what was changed with it. Because this is a big thing to note. People have been asking for nerfs on prolif for God knows how long, and it's finally here. So I feel that this is actually, a legitimate reason to actually play what I normally play. But anyway, let's kind of read this. This is what happens when closed beta starts tomorrow, which, like I said, is like 17 or 18 hours from now. Oops, this is a little too loud. It's just okay, so we received a lot of questions about what is going to happen when the closed beta starts tomorrow. This post is a short explanation of how that'll work. It'll also include a copy of the first balance notes for the expansion. When the countdown hits 0, the closed beta servers will come live. The beta invite timer will then start selecting users at the rate of 1 per 5 minutes. As soon as we can, we'll invite alpha testers and certain streamers to the beta to join the members of the public who are selected. We'll be speeding up the timer over the time and implementing additional ways for people to get access, fan giveaways, maybe some in-game stuff, etc. Until you are selected by the timer, there should be plenty of streams of the new content to watch. None of the information is under NDA, so it's fine for testers to tell you about their experiences. Speaking of which, the following balance notes have been posted to the closed beta forum. Here's a copy for your interest. The Awakening Beta Balance Notes 1. Note, these are not patch notes. As well as the new content, this beta contains a number of changes due to the core game and balance of Path of Exile. But just as an overview, some of the most important balance changes so far. Actual patch notes will be released when the closed beta ends and 2.0 is deployed to the live realm. Please test these changes on the closed beta realm before providing feedback. It's important to play the game with all the new changes rather than speculate on the impact of a single change without having played under the new rules. Areas and quests in Act 1 to 3 have been changed extensively. The sizes of areas will continue to change based on data and feedback throughout the beta. That's pretty interesting. So first off, everything we've once known to an extent is kind of being altered. That's pretty cool, because it says Act 1 to 3. There has been a general rebalance of monster life and damage. Monsters should be a fair bit scarier now. We saw this as an important return to earlier difficulty of Path of Exile. This rebalance has been focused on normal difficulty. Much of the monster balance is currently wrong in Cruel and Merciless, especially in the case of major bosses. The armor calculation has been adjusted to make it more effective in response to the damage changes. That's also pretty cool. I don't know specifically if that's a buff to armor or what they're doing, but it's good to know that they want to make normal a bit more difficult so you can't really face roll it. I mean, like I said, in the previous video, you can see me killing all of normal and all of actually cruel with 0 resists, aside from Dominus himself, which insta-gived me. All projectiles now behave like arrows. Multiple projectiles emitted at exactly the same time can no longer hit the same target, aka shotgunning. Their area of effect can still overlap, dealing damage to the same target multiple times. Many skills have received balance changes as a result. We now have far better ability to balance projectile skills because multiple projectile support gems aren't absolutely mandatory anymore. So one thing I'm going to state right off the bat that is going to be really interesting to play around with is Freezing Pulse. Often we use GMP on Freezing Pulse or LMP because we could shotgun 5 times on the same target. That has now been changed. You can only hit 1 time. So that's something really interesting to think about. Many skills that we have previously been unable to create due to the presence of projectile shotgunning are now possible. In addition, melee characters aren't at as much risk from monsters with multiple projectiles, which is very true. The level and experience progression on all gems has been reworked. Many have had their start level changed as well. Quest rewards have been redone from scratch. Note that the new progression assumes the presence of a few skills that aren't complete yet. There will be a secondary system for getting alternate gems from vendors as well, but is not yet implemented in the beta. We will want to see how the initial quest rewards prior to introducing the new system, which is partly to assist racers and variant characters. AKA, I think this is kind of for muling. People that want to obtain a certain gem don't need any of their gems and don't want to make a mule to, waste 1 or 2 minutes, I think is also pretty cool. Here are some specific areas that have been reworked. Now this is a big one. Burn and proliferation. Master crafting price and values. Critical strike chance and attack speed of weapons. Attack skills. They now have multiplicative damage bonus rather than increased physical damage as they level up. That's really good. That's giving you the incentive of staying more physical than elemental in some cases. Minions. They are now targeted by monsters less often and take less damage from many boss attacks. This is still being heavily iterated on. That's also really cool. Life and mana flasks. Oh, I'm scared of this one. Frenzy charges. More damage per frenzy charge, attack and cast speed bonuses have been reduced. Wow. You get more damage per charge. That's really cool. Eldritch Battery. It now moves Energy Shield to cover your mana rather than turning Energy Shield into mana. And this is also one that's going to be really interesting because I don't really know too much to play around with it, but I know my Fire Trapper, for example, I didn't want to use Eldritch Battery. So this kind of is interesting because you can now essentially reserve your mana and run your mana off your Energy Shield, assuming you have a way to regen your Energy Shield, whether it be Leech. So if you have like energy gain on hit, which you have energy on hit you can use, which is a new affix that they're adding on, well, a new thing they're adding into the game, which is still kind of there, but it's really hard to explain. But anyway, now you can reserve your mana, and your Energy Shield will be over your mana and will be consumed before your mana, so you could essentially have, like, I guess a 0 mana character if everything works right, and you won't have to run blood magic. It's kind of weird to explain, but we'll see more of that. Buff effect bonuses have been removed from the passive tree. So this is for people who use, like, I guess, Inner Force and stuff. There's a lot of talk about Righteous Fire being really strong. This definitely hurts Righteous Fire, but we don't know what they're doing specifically in general. But buff effect hurts a lot of builds. Hurts summoners. That means Inner Force. Inner Force is funny. If Inner Force is on there, yeah, Inner Force is considered a buff effect. But Inner Force got nerfed, and then got nerfed again, and then got moved, so it was nerfed, and now it's removed. Shows how strong it is. Assuming, like, I could totally be wrong here. Leech on weapons has been made local. Note that the other changes to Leech are coming. I don't actually 100% understand what this means. Does this mean that it's like an implicit in a way, or does local mean that it affects off of LE and physical? I don't understand. If someone in the comments can type that for me. I don't really play much physical builds, so I don't understand this too much. The placement of totems is no longer considered to be casting, and so is not modified by cast speed modifiers. Now this, coincidentally, is a really cool buff. Now, we don't know 100% what the base cast time is right now, but it says that we'll be adding more bonuses for totem placement speed. This actually brings in Searing Bond totems. It gives them a huge buff because you don't stack cast speed for Searing Bond. This might nerf things like Flame Totem that do stack cast speed, but this will also buff ranged attack totems because ranged attack totems are attack totems and you don't really stack cast speed. So unless you're grabbing Totemic Zeal at Scion, your casting speed really sucked. This could be bringing in ranged attack totems. We don't really know yet, but just make sure you guys keep that in mind. Okay. There are also several things that are planned out but not yet done. Oh wait, you know, I completely forgot one. Whoa, here we go. Here, I completely forgot Ondars. That's right. So everyone was pretty much playing evasion and no one was playing armor. And Ondars before would take your evasion and double that percentage, and you were pretty much immune to all projectiles with Ondars. Now it provides a 40% more chance to evade versus projectiles. However, you have a 20% less to evade versus melee. So there's actually a downside for Ondars now, which is pretty interesting to use. I'm really scared to pick it up because melee is what kills me. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Melee is what kills most of my builds. It's like getting hit by a Roa or a Shield Charger or a Leap Slammer and getting stun locked is usually what causes my characters to die. So this actually hurts my Fire Trapper in a way because I would normally take that. Alright, there are several things that are planned but not yet done, such as player auras no longer being restricted by line of sight. That buffs summoners a lot, which means you can pretty much hit anyone in a different room, like you can just be an aura bot. Iteration on existing item mods and the addition of some higher level mods, that's pretty neat. A rework of the leech mechanics, including slowing down base leech but providing much more available leech speed, especially on the south side of the tree. Leech versus major bosses will be reduced. The penalty on Volpact will likely be reduced. A rebalancing of existing uniques, that's good. I love seeing this. A rebalance of the passive tree beyond the addition of jewel sockets, that's also very, very cool. Stormcall has received some changes which causes it to have issues with its effects when increased in duration. This will be fixed. Alright. Maps based on Act 4 go to old tile sets currently. These will be updated to the tile sets to their correct tile sets soon. So this is really cool. I'm actually really liking this. Always, you know, whenever I'd play like a new league in PoE, nothing would really change, but you know, this is a big thing. Now, don't forget, we also, I think, I don't know if item filters are coming out here or if they're coming out in the actual release, but is there something wrong, buddy? But yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff, man. Like, just the rework to Act 1 and 3 is going to be big. I mean, PROLIF change, Master Crafting changes, crit, like, all of this is really interesting. Minions being targeted less by monsters, but taking less damage. Oscar, is there something wrong? You want to say hello? Oh. Oscar, you can't be there. That's not for you. Oscar, here. Oscar-roni. Are you huffing at me? Why are you huffing? Here. Sit down on my lap. It's okay. It's okay, Oscar. No one's gonna leave you. So it's really, really interesting to see all of these cool things that are being changed. Like even you know, they're handling it very slow, but rebalancing something like Stormcall, which Stormcall originally, it's not bad of a skill. It's just, it's really bursty, and it has a delay mechanic on it. And because it has a delay mechanic, often players don't really want to use it. But anyway, I'm pretty excited for this beta. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I'm pretty excited to see how it goes. You can expect me to... I would tell you I'd do like an 18-hour stream, but I have strep throat and I'm sick. But I'm going to see what I can do for you guys. But I'll definitely devote as much as I can for you guys. And if you guys specifically have something that you want me to test, now don't tell me a build or you want to see a gem or an item or a weapon base. I can do that for you, but I'm not gonna create this random half-ass build and play it to level 80 and then you're gonna get mad at me for playing the build wrong, so don't expect that from me. But you know, I do want to help you guys out who don't get into the beta. Even though the way they were saying it, a lot of people are gonna be getting in. It's just the first, like, I think week or 2 weeks is gonna be very selective. Anyway, though, I have to go. My throat is killing me right now for talking for 12 minutes consecutively, or 15. So I hope you guys have a good time. I hope to see you guys on the stream. If I can't stream the beta tomorrow, then I'm definitely gonna be watching. I'll probably watch Ziggy stream the beta. But you know, we'll see what happens. Like I said, make sure you guys check the updates and see if I get in like an hour before or so. But anyway, I hope to see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Remember, as always, if you liked the video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you can catch me streaming at twitch.tv/POXdaily. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful time. And remember that we are sponsored by Nestle Pure Life Water. All right? Remember that. It's important. Have a good one, everybody. Kappa.